Hello and welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Now it's time for our WNBA two-pack here for Ramon Scott. You'll find his screenplays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's bring Ramon in ready to roll here for WNBA. Ramon, what's going on?
Yeah, Tony, we saw the debut of Caitlin Clark on Monday night and on Tuesday night. And for Caitlin, yeah, 20 points, ten turnovers, but certainly one of the first, she did have a kind of a milestone game as far as players in their first game. There is some criticism, certainly, but she was bodied up hard in the game and had some top defenders on her, certainly in that game. In the blowout, we did have Connecticut, but we're underway in the WNBA. And guess what, Tony? Since I last talked to you, we've got a new team in the league. Well, we knew we had a new team, but we found out the nickname for the Golden State team that'll make their debut. Believe it or not, the first WNBA expansion team, Tony, in many years. Believe it's been since 2000. I want to say 2006 or 2008. We'll have Tony, the Golden State Valkyries, invoking a little bit of Norse tradition there, and kind of ties in with the Warriors, of course. Still would like to get the Houston Comets back in this league, but the Golden State Valkyries, that's your newest pro sports nickname.
Absolutely looking forward to that. Toronto also announced a new franchise, so we'll get going here. Opening night for this team here, we got the Sky at the Wings here, going head to head here. We see the Wings 9.5 total 161.
Yeah, Tony, I think the big news of this game is certainly the Cardozo will miss her debut. The former South Carolina star, certainly been talked about quite a bit of joining Angel Reese here for Chicago, but maybe overlooked a little bit by some people. I think a lot of people know that she's been out since the first game of the two preseason games. She got injured in that game, and she's out 4 to 6 weeks right now. So a little bit too bad there for Chicago, but really what's been overlooked here about the Sky coming into the season, yes, they've got the talented Angel Reese, but really I would expect in this lineup tomorrow, and I think she will start, of course, she'll probably be the least productive offensively. This is a pretty interesting team coming together right now for Chicago. They return not only these two top 6 draft choices, but also 2 top 5 draft choices will return to the Sky this season after missing last season, Gondrzak and Kennedy Carter. So, it's been a few years. These players were, top 5 draft picks a few years ago, Tony, but that certainly is sounds like impact to me. That's the way it's being also described. These players at this point probably not expected in the starting lineup, but we'll see where it goes for Chicago. They'll have, of course, Mabry. She returns 15 points per game. And, well, I've got to put a lot of faith into Teresa Witherspoon, certainly one of the legends of my day watching this league and women's basketball in general, takes over as coach for Chicago. So I expect a pretty good team out there. But for Dallas, of course, they'll come back, a team that went to the semifinals last season. They'll have Arike Ogunbowale. Sabali is out until after the Olympics with an injury, so they are missing a key player here. They'll still have Natasha Howard here. Brown, I believe, is going to be a game time decision, so we'll see with Jaylen Brown in this one. But still have Kalani Brown, Tiara McCowan. I'm going to take Chicago here, Tony. This is a lot of points. I know Dallas was good last year. Maybe people will look at Indiana last night and a sizable loss. There are other rookies in this league, don't forget, and I don't know necessarily if Reese is a big impact player for the Sky right now. She will be in there, and we want to see her talents in there. But the Sky have a little bit more going right now than I think people bargain for, and I'm going to take near double digits here.
All right, Ramon Scott, click the link below for his best bets. Sky and Wings. The pick here will be the Sky at plus the 9.5. Hey, be sure to use that promo code TONY at checkout. You'll save 20% off all Ramon's pre-pick packages. Find a link in the description. All right, let's continue on here on our WNBA rundown here, joined by Ramon Scott as we're getting ready here for the next game on the board. Dream at Sparks. We see Dream here laying 5 on the road in LA with a total 159.5.
Yeah, Tony, I'll bring another side to you here. You see it right there. I brought three totals to you yesterday, Tony, here on the show. Funny enough, Tony, uh, all three of those totals, did have a couple lot, but they all fell in the WNBA, the three totals that I gave you here on the show within a point or two. I think it was even closer than that. A half a point, a point and a half, I think, on the three totals. Just something interesting to consider with the WNBA. We'll see if they're games all land. They kind of did last year too, in a way, and maybe a little bit more predictable on the uh, total as far as where it lands. So I just thought it was interesting yesterday in the first four games. All right, here we go with LA getting the points here against Atlanta. Now look, LA is going to come in with maybe the biggest challenges here, but they're at home. Atlanta, I don't know if they're going to have that instinct maybe to get this big of a victory here against LA. Now Cam Brink certainly will be a feature for LA. Whether or not she'll be a huge impact player, I mean, she's a former national champion, obviously a lottery draft choice. Remember, LA has two of the first four picks in the draft. Kia Jackson, the former Tennessee player who averaged 20 points with the Vols, is in there. LA's got Lexi Brown still. Who don't they have? They don't have Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada's on Atlanta. She was traded to Atlanta for this season. So Canada actually makes a return here to LA for her first game. Now, she does have a hand injury. Actually, I'm showing her listed, Tony, as questionable for the game. So we'll see. I think it could be a game time decision here for Canada. Also for Atlanta, Tina Charles is back after missing last season. Now, talk about a veteran, right? Tina Charles, really up there in years, but I don't know. The former, she had an MVP, Tony, a long time ago. I believe 10 or 12 years ago, she was the MVP in this league, but she's back for this season. Cheyenne Parker Tyus, she's on Atlanta this year. LA, look, I think they're going to be better defensively than people think. We'll see how they handle it, but I think the guard play with Clarendon, Lexi Brown, probably some of the better defensive guards in the league for LA. They also have De'Erica Hambry, of course, to help them offensively, and Lashia Clarendon as well. So I'm going to grab these points at home and hope for big things for these rookies. LA is probably going to have a pretty young team to a certain extent out there, but I'm going to grab 5 points here with the Sparks in the opener, and I'm going to say that LA has a maybe even an improved defense over last year. We'll see. A lot of young players, they'll have to learn, but I'm gonna go with that.
Yep, they got a couple first round picks that go from Stanford, but like we see, they got to hit the weight room. Some of these young, they look really small against some of these vets. No different than what they do in the NBA. Dreaming Sparks here.
They were really bodying Tony and the young players on Monday. They were really getting knocked around. It's a big change, right? They'll still succeed because of the level of play. It expands out a little bit, but there was some real contact. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Protein shakes and lifting some weights is what they're going to need. Dream and Sparks here. The pick here will be the Dream. And Sparks, it'll be Sparks at plus the 5. All right, we got your 2-pack here for you from the WNBA here for the action on Wednesday, guys. Remember, you can get Ramon's premium plays by just clicking the link in the description. And Pony T is the promo code to save that 20% off. All right, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com right now. Ramon, of course, so we have a 15-game card for Major League Baseball. We got a couple from the NBA, single on the ice, 2 from WNBA. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Well, what we got going on, Tony, as we continue the NBA and NHL playoffs on Wednesday. We'll be in action, of course, in the NBA with our 2 games. Saw the action here on Tuesday night. We were able to grab some victories on our morning's team show with those home favorites. So make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com, and I'll have picks going for the baseball card, NBA, NHL, and WNBA. Tony will probably look at these 2 games again tomorrow morning as well, and we'll have packaged up at Tony'sPicks.com after a 3-2 day on Tuesday. We'll take it, and you can grab my 3-day all sports pass out to get you through the remainder of the week here at Tony'sPicks.com. Why not ride with me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? If you grab that package after 3 p.m. Eastern, you'll even get my plays for Saturday's action. So you really can get 4 days if you grab that 3-day all sports pass after 3 p.m. Eastern. I know that we do have some daytime baseball, Tony, but the playoffs are at night, and I'll have a package up there. If you want to roll early, that's fine too, or you could take the daily package I'll have up there at Tony'sPicks.com. All these packages, you can use that promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, not just this one, not just mine. You can get Tony's, you can get any of the handicappers, 20% off. Use it every single time if you're getting the picks here at Tony'sPicks.com. But I'll have also 7-day package, 30-day package. You want to roll with me all the way? We're rolling here in the playoffs, and we'll have more plays tomorrow as well as we get ready for a big time weekend. We're going to be losing some teams here, and boy, amazing how some of these series have turned around, Tony, in the postseason, not only in basketball but in hockey as well. A funny thing happens when you get anointed the next champion of your league. All of a sudden, you'll lose a few games and it's all back to square one. So should be some exciting action on Wednesday night. Join me over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. Click the link in the description. You'll land right here on his handicapper page. Get on board with his plays here. 3-day pass is pretty good, especially now with all these sports overlapping now. We've got to factor in WNBA, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, European soccer. Lots of action overlapping. That 3-day pass is great. You'll find some 1-day passes up there, best bets as well from Ramon. Discount best bet up there, $15 premium play. Remember, the 1-day passes are profit guarantee. Credits returned for losses if they don't show a profit, but not on the long-term passes because they're sold at a great discount, especially with the Ramon high-volume producer with his picks for those premium members. So get on board and use our promo code TonyT at checkout. Save that 20% off. Access Ramon's page. Again, click that link in the description. Get right here and get signed up. Right, Ramon's also live here on Tony's Picks YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Morning Steam, a pick from every game on the major board. So make sure you guys tune in. Also, we'll get into some peripherals as well. You in the chat can chime in with your picks as well. Join the discussion with the picks here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, set notifications so you're alerted when Ramon is live here on the show. For Ramon, I'm Tony T. We're back tomorrow.